100%. Cheers.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Two Bears, One Cave, Summer Edition, you fucking pussies. Yeah. That's right. Me and Chrissy D are here. We're your substitute teachers.
That's it.
All right, let's roll out Finding Nemo in French class.
Yes.
We don't give a fuck. You're not learning shit for 6 weeks.
Yes, and a lot of you guys have thought, we just actually got news. We just got a text from Josh Zolo, who looks like Benson Boone. we just
Benson
got
Spoon.
Benson Spoon.
Benson, if you hit the fucking frozen yogurts a little bit. You're not even fat, Josh, but Benson Boone is an acrobat.
Yes.
He's a shredded Mormon, but you do have a couple jowls compared to him.
Yes,
Let's pull up the side by side. We'll put that up in post.
Benson Boone.
Benson Spoon.
Benson Spoon. So we got, a lot of you guys have always thought that it was going to be Bert Kreischer who died at any moment, but we just got news. Tom Segura actually died.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dead, dude.
He was doing a ritual for Moloch.
Yes.
he was
doing at your mom's house live, and it got too crazy.
Yeah.
And somebody just shit right in his eyelids, and he's died of sepsis.
All the mentally disabled sex criminals they have to make propping up that show rebelled and calmed to death.
Oh my God! Listen, guys, we're excited to do this, but we know what you know. We read the comments too. We're not going to save the show.
The
show's absolutely
This is like when
done.
a marriage is failing, so you adopt 2 fun children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like the Poochie episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Where they have the cool dogs and skateboards. Yeah.
Stavi and I are like the 2 cool Vietnamese kids that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie adopted a month before they got divorced.
Yeah, we saw how that ended up.
Yes.
Tom and Bert are going to choke us on an airplane.
Can't wait. Oh my God. So, I mean, yeah. So
what do you think? I think we should first figure out who is Tom and who is Bert. I think because my addictions will ultimately kill me, I'm Bert. And because you're a closeted homosexual with disdain for the working class, you're Tom.
I'm Tom. I agree with those assessments. Yeah. However, but that's the physical. I mean, that's the external.
Right.
Because the internal, actually, if you looked at our numbers side by side, I have like 300 cholesterol.
Really?
Blood pressure through the roof.
Are you serious?
I have my liver, for some reason, even though I don't really drink, is just expanding at a rate that doctors can't figure out. So
you're the anti-Bert. You look healthy, but your body is in shambles.
Yes, I'm a reverse Bert, or I'm an innie Bert, and so I think on the exterior I'm Tom, interior I'm Bert, and on the exterior you're a Bert, but the interior you're a Tom.
I don't
because
know that...
I saw bad thoughts, and when he shits his pants like in that first episode, when he just shit running down his leg, that's a Stavi right there.
That is true. That is a move my guts have pulled many times.
Yes.
That level of diarrhea. Now I've made it to a bowl, but I have seen what was on Tom's pants in my bowl a lot. Dude.
Right.
Soft serve. I mean, shit that is basically soft, like liquidy soft serve when they don't get the fucking combination right.
Yeah.
And it's not frozen enough. That's what comes out of my ass more often.
Yes,
than not.
I think, and two, what I love about you too is I remember one time we were doing your pod. We were going to come over and do your because by the way, I can't do a podcast without a Greek person sitting next to me.
I know.
That's just what it is. I keep trading Greeks.
Yeah.
But I remember we were going to do your pod, and you were like, "Hey man, I'm eating healthy. I'm going to do. I do my walking early before the pod, and then
3,000 steps. It's early as fuck, but I already
we got there even earlier than you had expected, and we saw you finishing your walk, but you were coming out of the supermarket holding a pint of ice cream.
Well, in my defense, it was Halo Top. Okay,
true.
That's methadone for fat people. It's methadone Ben and Jerry's is Halo Top. 330 calories.
That's it.
The mocha chip.
Yeah.
It ain't. You can do a little something with that.
But
high in protein.
I'm gonna say though, dude, what you've done is you've pulled your fat together, and you look actually good. What you look like now is a guy who's designed to be just a little heavier, but healthy. That's how you look.
I just want to get back to regular stores, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not having to shop at specialty stores, not having to scan the dark web for shirt sizes. When you're so fat that the stores that sell your shirts also sell like heroin and child pornography.
Right.
You got to fucking reel it in.
Yeah, everything you get's got to be from like the Gap factory.
Oops, we accidentally stitched 2 polos together.
Yeah, that's it.
Who's gonna wear this?
But you look good. You feel,
Thanks,
dude, and and I think that this is going to be. I think this is going to be fun. fun. I think this is going to be good. And I think that at the end of the summer, what you'll see is eventually a post of Bert and Tom saying we're stepping away from Two Bears, One Cave. And this didn't work with the guests either.
Because the advertisers have all left.
Yeah, they're like Stavi and Distefano. What the hell? Is it giving money to them? Or whoever that. Are they a sponsor, Benson? Yes?
They are.
All right, there you go.
Well, yep. What a good product.
Yes, dude.
That we both use.
Love it. That's how we're keeping the pounds off. And by the way, also, too, we're both in I'm in shorts, and Stavi's in shorts, so it'll be nice to just see our thighs.
You got direct line to our nuts, for sure.
Now, you're circumcised, right?
No.
Greeks
How
are not?
dare you?
Well, I thought Greeks were.
No. Puh.
Interesting.
We're not a part of that Jewish conspiracy.
So Giannis isn't clipped?
No. If he is, I would have a huge problem with Giannis if he was clipped. For real. And I'm not even... We've told a lot of jokes early on this podcast.
Wow.
But if Giannis was circumcised, I would feel betrayed on a level I couldn't even verbalize to you right now.
I gotta think that he's clipped because he's never told me that he wasn't.
Now, here's the thing about Giannis. His family is here one generation. He's one generation removed from the homeland from me. And I do sense a little he's a little ashamed of how much we're pretty much Arabs. You know what I mean? He's a little more, his family were lawyers, academics.
Yes.
My dad's a contractor. My mom repaired rugs and was a waitress. We're closer to the uncircumcised, lower classes.
Lower class.
In the Titanic of Greeks. I'm downstairs fucking, doing the jig down with the Greek Irish, and he's upstairs, fucking putting on a cotillion. He's Billy Zane. And I'm fucking Leonardo DiCaprio
and
in terms of Greeks.
You know what? Because his class of Greeks are a little closer to the gays.
Right.
He's high upper echelon society, so he might have gotten in with the gays enough where they may have convinced him to clip it.
And that would actually betray, which seems philosophically against a gay man. You'd think they'd want less cock flesh. It seems philosophically against it.
No, see, if I'm thinking that they want
aesthetically
a cleaner looking cock.
I think you're being homophobic in the way that you think it's all about aesthetics, but it's also animalistic love of penis.
Right.
Which I think, and respect of penis, which is where I come from.
Well, I think where I'm coming from is what I want as a gay man.
Right. Let's get really down to it. Is that, in terms of, that's the other thing about Two Bears is that we have some Tom and Bert analogs, but also just as bears, I think we're the two archetypes of fun fat guy's been fat his whole life.
Yeah.
Bear, you know what I mean? I've been getting sucked off by twinks, whatever. You, though, I think are the opposite, where was a twink that's aging into being a bear.
Yes.
Kind of like when Michael Jordan went from the 2 to the 3.
Right.
Because he put on some pounds later in life.
Right.
You're going from regular gay guy.
Yeah.
You're aging into bear right now.
I was wearing number 23.
Yeah.
And now I'm a 45
yeah,
guy.
Yeah,
now I'm
you're
wearing
45 waist.
I'm on the Wizards gay. I'm a gay Wizards. I'm a Washington Wizards gay.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, because that is true. Because look, here's the thing: is first of all, I'm getting actually married to a woman.
You are getting married.
We're getting married. Finally, 10 years later, 3 kids.
3 kids, 10 years.
Couple of court dates.
8 fucking 8 change of mail forms.
Yes.
I mean, you have moved more than anyone I've ever met.
And I'm moving again. I close on Thursday.
You close.
I swear to
you
God.
bought another place. You're out of your mind.
I got out of here.
I mean, your fucking realtor has sent his family to fucking to college 8 times over with the fucking broker's fees you've paid.
This is why this is actually part of what the court did have to show up for, because the courts are like, what are you doing? This is borderline child neglect.
Yeah.
But so I move a lot, and then getting married, and what I think though too is I was always looking for something to be like, oh, maybe I don't want to get married, or maybe I want to have all these kids because I'm gay, whatever. But now I've finally, due to radical acceptance, just figured out that I'm actually not gay.
Are you positive?
I am 1,000% positive I'm not gay.
And when you say that, did you give it a little whirl?
Yeah.
Have you ever given it a whirl? Have you put your dick in a man's mouth?
No, never.
Not even that, which seems to me like...
No.
I could put my dick in a man's mouth.
No.
And I wouldn't lose sleep over it for 1 second.
Listen, dude, I've had, again, all-boy Catholic high school growing up in the city. I've definitely, like, balls on the bridge of your nose. I've done things like that. Balls on the shoulder. Because you would do, throw them over your shoulder like a continent.
Getting by a priest.
All that. Right.
Beating up a Latino kid.
Yes.
Turning the self-hatred for getting wounded into racism.
Exactly.
Classic Italian from Brooklyn stuff.
Yes. Exactly, dude. Getting a blowjob from a guy crossing the Verrazano.
If it's on a bridge, it doesn't count. It's like international waters.
Yes, dude. I'm in between two worlds, two realms.
You don't exist anywhere. That's in the shadow realm.
Yeah.
If you get, you're just in a suspension. You're in like a fucking little harness getting your dick under the bridge.
Dude, I've never hooked up with a guy on land. So therefore you're not gay.
Only on a Carnival cruise and under the Verrazano Bridge.
Yes. Oh, dude, I know. So I wouldn't say
you never even thought about it, huh?
No, and also too, I've been asked by my family, which is it's interesting. We're 10 minutes into this podcast, and the one thing my family asked me last night was to not please stop with the gay jokes.
Right.
And I've just in the first 10 minutes just made them maybe on the biggest platform I've ever told them on.
And when you say your family, you mean your like parents, or do you mean your children?
No, not my children. I mean Jasmine, my fiance. She's told me enough. She's like, like your kids are getting old enough now. The kids in schools are like, oh, isn't your dad the one who said he got anal blasted by a priest? Hey, welcome to the new school. Because my kids always have to be the new kids because we moved so much. And then they're like, the new kids always get a lot of attention, and then they find out her dad, and then it's always like, oh,
right.
Hey, what about this YouTube clip?
Yeah.
Look, True Classic isn't just about fit and fabric. It's about helping guys show up with confidence and feel good doing it. The stuff fits right, feels amazing, and it's priced so you don't have to break the bank just to look put together. What really makes them different, though, it's the intention behind everything they do. True Classic was built to make an impact. They're not just making clothes, they're helping guys feel better in their day-to-day, giving back to underserved communities, and they even make you laugh with ads so they don't take themselves too seriously. I've been wearing True Classic for a while now. Honestly, you can feel the difference as soon as you put it on. It's tailored in all the right spots, relaxed where you need room, no weird bunching, no stiff fabric, just an easy, clean fit that actually works. So forget the overpriced designer brands, skip the cheap throwaway stuff. True Classic is built for comfort, built to last, and built to give back. You can find them at Target, Costco, or just go to trueclassic.com/bears and get yourself sorted. trueclassic.com/bears, BEARS. I spent a long time thinking about starting a podcast. It felt like overwhelming, like something I'd never actually do. But then one day I stopped overthinking and just went for it. If you've been losing sleep over starting your own business, wondering what if, I've been there. It's time to stop wondering and start doing. And Shopify makes that first step way easier. Cha-ching. Shopify's point of sale system is a unified command center for your retail business. It brings together in-store and online operations across up to 1,000 locations. Imagine being able to guarantee that shopping is always convenient. Endless aisles, ship to customer, buy online, pick up in store, all made simpler so customers can shop how they want and staff have the tools to close the sale every time. We've been using Shopify to power our merch store for a while now. We couldn't be happier with the results. Turn those what ifs into why nots. Keep giving those big dreams the best shot with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/bears. Go to shopify.com/bears, shopify.com/bears. Cha-ching.
Do they have? Maybe you don't want to dox them, but you should give them a fake last name, not your name.
So I don't have my. We were talking about that, but then my family was like, you know what? But then that messes with their identity so little.
Sure.
So I was just like, whatever. I don't have a name. I don't have. Do you get packages sent to your house with your name?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
Yeah.
I mean
which is dumb. I should stop doing that.
Yeah, because it's just like. They just see the name, and then I've been on the.
It's not a problem here. I'm not famous anywhere but Baltimore because of the Ravens videos,
right?
And that's it. It's not your hard work. It's never the thing you want. It's always like some pretending to be white trash.
Yeah.
And so I think in Baltimore, in Baltimore, I'm going to start having my packages sent as Chris Distefano.
Dude, please. No, dude, nobody knows me, and I approved that I had to cancel my show at the Lyric because the tickets. So that show has been fully canceled in October.
Big room, man.
Yeah,
2,500. That's tough.
That was a stupid mistake. You'll see me at Magooby's.
Yeah.
But I think for you're a big. None of us really are that. We're big to our like podcast fans, internet fans, but none of us really are like famous to the point where like you need like security. It may feel like it, but also too, dude, nobody from the internet is going to show up at your house and do anything bad. It's just not going to happen.
I don't know about that.
It's just not going to happen.
I don't know about that. I think like I know the news channels you watch, they don't cover mass shootings anymore.
Right.
I know Newsmax just kind of puts those under the puts those under the rug. But I think we got some evidence that a lot of guys from the internet are doing plenty of crimes.
Well, the problem is with me is, and I've now changed it, but we realized like it was very easy to get, because all my doors have like key codes.
Yeah.
And every code was 1776.
So any true patriot is allowed to come into your house,
exactly.
fuck your ass, eat your snacks.
Yeah. As long as you have that flag of the original 13 colonies, as long as you're coming in that and you have some type of Revolutionary War garb on, you can come and have sex with my family. We're brothers, dude. Yeah, man.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
I think, but Bert, supposedly Benson Spoon said that Bert had a video for us.
Oh shit!
Look
what
at that.
We got?
Bert's got even just right here. I can tell he's got 6 months left. I can tell that his arteries and veins hit. He
was looking good too, and he's gotten redder and redder these last few months.
He is unbelievably fit. Like he might be. In the best shape of anyone you've ever met.
It's insane the adversity he puts his body through and how much it perseveres.
Yes.
He is a medical marvel for real.
He just keeps
going.
going.
Be dead.
No matter
what. He should be dead without question. Way, and like, dude, I did Fully Loaded when it was like him taking it easy.
Right.
And 1.5 days of attempting to keep up with Bert, and I literally needed like a week and a half off.
Yeah.
I had like fucking my stomach. Just drinking at all. I did mushrooms and floated down a lazy river and then had to do a fucking show in front of an arena.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking. Just the snacks. It almost killed me. And by the way, I was getting fucked up every night on my tour. That was in my like taking.
Yeah.
I was more dick pills and Pepto-Bismol and fucking Xanax than I was fucking man at that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can hang, Fully Loaded. It's fucking insane what he's capable of. But let's see.
He's got like Neanderthal genes. All right, let's see. Sorry. Yep. Let me put these on. I look like Warren from Something About Mary. Franks and beans.
Hey guys, it's Bert. I would love for you guys to talk about Indian people today.
Okay.
I've run into a bunch of Indian people on my trip.
Pause this for a second.
I'd love to hear your take. Any good stories about Indians?
Bert's like, he's ironically outsourcing Indian racism to us. He's like, why don't you guys try and say something that'll get your careers ruined on our podcast?
When a guy like Bert says it, I don't know if he's talking about Native Americans or people from India.
Yeah.
Because the way he's saying, he's putting some stank on Indians. So I'm like, are you talking about like Civil War Native Americans? Like the Cherokees? Or are you talking about people from India?
Well, yes, this is a man who's been thrown out of many Seminole casinos in his life. You know what I mean? But all right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
By the way, not doing that. 100% not just giving my thoughts on a race, carte blanche. But anyway, let's keep moving. What else we got, Josh?
Well, Indian people always fucking rock. Indian women are the fucking hottest women in the world, in my opinion. Okay. Indian men are always helpful. I've never had a group of Indian kids pull a prank on me.
Pause this again. Now he's kind of reverse psychology trying to get us to be racist. You know what I mean? He's like, aren't they so cool?
Yeah.
Aren't they, Yeah,
I feel like he's literally like Leanne is off camera, like telling him what to say to back it up, back it in. I mean, look at this.
And when they see me, it's just smile. So any stories about Indian people or any stats about Indian people, any interesting knowledge about Indian people, then if you don't want to do that one, how about this? I would love for you guys to break down America's greatest holiday. Okay, it was just 4th of July, and I would love to hear you guys pick which you think the best American holiday is, and then take it head to head with what you believe is the world's greatest holiday, whether it be Carnival in Brazil or the day they throw tomatoes or running of the bulls, all that shit. I hope you guys have. Oh, also, can you guys talk about Rolexes and luxury cars?
Yeah.
What luxury car you want to buy, what Rolex you want to buy, that's Tom's talking points. I hope you guys have a great episode. I love you guys to death. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to listen. Oh, and mention that my tour, Permission to Party, starts
all right, we can stop it right now. Yeah, we can stop it right now. Yeah. I'll be in England, though. I will be in London. We take over the look at that pause, by the way. Yeah. That's him realizing what a mistake he's made giving us this podcast. Yeah. Vote Zoran.
Yeah. That's why he was bringing up Indian people.
Yeah.
He was like, I saw Stavros talking about some Indian guy. Maybe he likes Indian people.
I do. Okay, I will say great cuisine. You know what I mean? Incredible cuisine.
Oh, yeah.
My true thought, in terms of hot women, yes, some incredible bangers there. Bollywood, have you seen RRR? Have you seen that movie? Dude, yeah. Bollywood movies fucking, I mean, I don't think that's technically Bollywood, but it's a story about like 3 Indian revolutionaries, and it's like, it's awesome because I'm going to take these off, by the way.
Oh, all right. I'll do what you do.
Yeah, I'm sweating. I have too much fat ear sweat.
You actually have good ears for your ear. If I just zeroed in on your ears, I would say a guy's probably pretty ripped. You have good ears.
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's get a fucking close-up of the ears.
That's it.
Which, by the way, what is this? That's not your body.
That is not me.
That's my actual body, which they had no problem using, and then they went to your search history.
Yeah, they
found that.
Yeah, they literally, that's Stavi's actually bought it, and then they picked some rip guy, and they just gave me a bear head and a yarmulke. That's it. I mean, that might be Matteo Lane's body. Yeah,
that's true.
That's another reason why I know I'm not gay. Matteo Lane told me, looked me in the eye and said, dude, you're not. He's like, you are not. So once you get anointed.
He's like the gay sorting hat. He's like Harry Potter.
Yes.
Matteo puts his bare ass on your head, and he's like, straight. He
could feel it.
Yeah. Bi-curious at most.
Yes. So, all right. So
I would say RRR is a banger.
Okay.
Great movie.
Okay.
But yeah, I have pretty limited, and I have pretty limited. Growing up here in the great melting pot of Brooklyn, what were your experiences?
So that's the thing, because Baltimore, I don't think you guys have a lot of.
We had a couple. We had in the suburbs. I mean, that's the thing. All the Indian kids I knew were like, because Baltimore we didn't have much, but like closer to DC, there was like it was actually a very diverse. A lot of like this is a kind of positive racism where it's like some of the first like really smart like computer mathematicians would work in the government. And so the most affluent county in I think America is either Montgomery or Howard County, which is like south of Baltimore and there was like a lot of kids. I met a lot of like I did meet one piece of shit Indian kid, because he was still holding on to like the caste system. Like he thought he was fucking, but he wore like Holocaust or Hollister. Damn.
I was going to say, now, you do know my friends.
Damn, he wore Hollister. It was funny to be like a like intra-Indian like supremacist,
right?
But wear like Lacoste, and have like a little earring and like be like a fucking like sexy bro. He would try to be like a sexy bro.
The thing is with Indian people, to me, what's always insane is like here, like at least in New York, like people make fun of them, but it's like every class the smartest kid by far is Indian. So like as far as like the immigrants go, I mean, I would put them as like they're the leaders.
And see what we've done now is Bert has made us start ranking races. So I'm going to go ahead and do an executive decision, and we're going to move this along and just say, go watch RRR and eat some fucking roti. Yeah. That's all I got for it. Eat a samosa, you know what I mean? Jerk off to hot Indian ladies, and that's it.
The last thing we need is somebody like me ranking races. Then we're in a beer hall push by the end of the episode.
That is true. You are a crypto kraut, which you don't get enough credit for. You have the Italian last name, and that does a lot of That does a lot of
kind of
marinara.
reflecting.
You're marinara washed, I would
Yes,
say. You know,
yes.
where it's like, you know.
I deflect a lot with the Italian because, Chris Distefano, presented myself as this Italian, like Puerto Rican women, all that stuff.
Sure.
And that stuff is somewhat true, but then I did the Ancestry.com, and it's 98% German. 98. 98%
What? So
German.
even your dad?
Yeah,
is
that's why
German?
me and Giannis had to stop the podcast for 3 years. He was like, I can't go near him.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Workplace stress is now one of the top causes of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. To battle stress, most of us can't just wave goodbye to work, but we can start small with a focus on wellness. What I do while I'm at work on this show in Atlanta is I take a walk around the lot. I try to breathe in fresh air, look at the trees. I get an incline from now and then. I get a little bit of sun. It's awesome. A holiday is great, but it isn't a long-term solution for stress. Don't forget that therapy can help you navigate whatever challenges you during the workday and or during the day and or during the night, whatever it may bring. Therapy is such a great tool for the little things that drive you nuts. And the little things add up. Next thing you know, you're blowing up. You write them down. You talk about them in therapy. I do that all the time. Leanne and I are in therapy, not because we're having any problems, but because we're getting in front of it. Get in front of it for yourself. Give yourself peace of mind and joy. With BetterHelp, they have over 30,000 therapists, the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally, and it works. With an App Store rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews. The best part, the reason I work with this company is because for me and you, it's convenient. It is so convenient. You just join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bears. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/bears. BetterHelp.com/bears.
What's everybody? Summer is here, and we've got some awesome new stuff in the YMH store. Survive this godforsaken heat long enough to check out the entire summer collection, available now at store.ymhstudios.com.
But, dude, so to the point where I grew up in Ridgewood, Queens has become like, it's like exploded.
No, Ridgewood is sort of like, it's Bushwick now.
Right.
Yeah.
So and it's the property values are through the roof, and that's where I grew up. So like you know how like Texas, like people from Texas, like backwood rednecks, are like sitting on oil fields and all like multi-millionaires, but they can like barely speak.
Yeah.
Those are the people of Ridgewood. Like now, like my family who like we freaking they threw like a party for me because like when I scored like 25 points in a basketball game, I made the Ridgewood Gazette.
Yeah.
I was like the kid that made it out of Ridgewood doing comedy, whatever.
Wow, that's brutal. You're the one who made it out of. You're the success story out of Ridgewood.
Yeah, I'm the success story out of Ridgewood until it was revealed that Jeremy Allen White lived in Ridgewood for a few years before he did the Bear. And so so he gets the Bear and I get 2 Bears, 1 cake. So so in Ridgewood they had such a big German population, to the point where this was explained to me, if the Nazis had successfully taken over Europe, they had like a plan, at least just some writings of them coming over and trying to take over the U.S. That was a real thing. They had submarines close to Long Island. And in that plan, they had one of the like main housing points for like their top generals, maybe even Adolf, was Ridgewood, Queens.
Your exact address?
Yes.
This is where they had circles.
Yeah, they're like this kid. So, like it went around a lot, recently how like the Nazis sold out Madison Square Garden in the 30s.
Yes.
The main catering came from 2 bakeries in Ridgewood.
Oh my God. You were fucking making the loaves of bread for Nazis?
Dude,
that's insane.
Across the street from me.
And that's not close, by the way.
No.
That's not close. Ridgewood's not close for MSG.
No. They were like, we are specifically
they had to take the trolley in from there.
100%. There was this guy, older man, who lived across the street from me when I was a kid. And I would always play with him and his grandkids. He was like just a cool older guy, like in his 70s, 80s. Yeah. My grandfather, who fought in World War II, would always like hang with him. They would like smoke cigars together or whatever. And then he died, right? And I didn't think anything of it, like just died. And then
the Mossad was outside with a blow dart. They got his ass.
Well, I didn't know because just being a little kid. And then it wasn't until years later when I was talking, my grandfather died, and we were talking about my grandfather at the wake. And one of my uncles was like, it's great how like, your grandfather was like able to just like make amends. Like that's what was great about his characters. He could just forgive and forget and just keep moving on and whatever. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, like how his relationship was with Rudy. And I was like, what? And then he was like, what do you mean? He was like, I was like, oh, like the old man who lived across the street. He goes, yeah, I mean, those guys, they were on opposite sides. Yeah. And I was like, what are you talking about? I had no idea. I was like, I thought they were war buddies. He was like, they weren't war buddies.
They weren't pals.
They said they fought in the war.
Oh, my God.
And so he was a Nazi.
There was just a Nazi hanging out?
Living across the street.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
And everyone was just cool with that.
Yeah, 100%. I told my mom, because now the house is worth like 20 times what she paid for it. Because Ridgewood has exploded. I was like, when people come over to look at the house, you say, oh, a Nazi used to live there.
Right.
And see what happens. See how that makes them feel.
See if you can bring it down. See if you bring the value
down. Well, dude,
down.
it is one of those things where my mom has told me, I'm like, Mom, you should like sell the house. She's like, no, I don't want to sell the house. This is a family inheritance. She's like, it is in the will. When I die, when my mom dies, she's like, this is going to go to you. I want to make sure you and your family have an asset. And I said, Mom, I'm going to sell the house at your funeral. So if you want to make the cash,
if you keep not being able to sell the lyric, that thing's going fast.
Exactly.
If you don't make bonus at Magooby's, you're selling that fucking house quick.
I was like, Mom, I because she always wanted to go on like one of those European Viking cruises, and I was going to get her one.
I mean, the Ridgewood racism is fucking. That's the Europe she wanted to see. The plunderers.
That's what she looked up to. So, and I was like,
the Nazi neighbor's fucking nuts.
I know.
And doing it like a heartwarming story, like it's like, oh, isn't it great? Isn't it great how they could put things aside?
Yeah, well, they were telling me like the became friends and how like I used to play with like his grandkids, and I'm like, where are those kids now? Like where are his grandkids?
They're in the Department of Health and Human Services. They're fucking running ICE right now. That's fucking crazy. They're wearing a ski mask and just trying to find anybody that has a tan to try and fucking deport them.
Dude, the guy Dan Bongino from the head of the deputy director of the FBI, he's another Ridgewood, Queens guy. We went to the same high school.
That makes so much fucking sense. Those guys got so cucked. Now they have to pretend the Epstein list didn't happen.
I know. I saw that today, and there's no client list. I was like, come on, dude.
Who do you think is more relieved, Bert or Tom, that the Epstein list is gone? Of the two, I think Tom would do it to get into the Illuminati.
Yes.
And I think Bert could be peer pressured into it. If the other billionaires would like him.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Bert would want to be they're like, oh, we thought you were cool, man. He'd be like, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, I think Tom would just be soberly having and being like, this will get me a 10-year deal at Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Like, he would just be calculated. And neither one of them would enjoy it, don't get me wrong. I don't think they're that kind of guy.
If I was like, hey, Bert, like, if you just have some kid, it'll be a really good tour promo for Red Rocks. Do it.
Stephen Hawking's in the back. Check out the permission to party tour.
Because I think the mindset of those two guys are like Tom always believed this was going to be his life. He was always going to be famous. He was always going to be a multimillionaire.
I respect that.
Where Bert cannot believe this happened to him. He can't believe he made it out of Tallahassee.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Bert's vibe is like guy who wished on a genie lamp to be the biggest comedian on earth. Yeah. And is just like having a good ass time the whole time.
Yeah, Tom, I remember.
And that was fun. I mean, I will say the fun, that tour is so, the Fully Loaded tour is insane. Right. It's like just having a fucking party on 14 buses, which is the coolest shit. A bus is the fucking best, dude.
Yeah, but isn't it tough?
Except you can't shit on it, which is a big problem.
Well, that's the thing, is that's why I'm not interested in doing it at all. Because I'm like, I gotta shit a lot.
I know what you mean. I did.
I take creatine shits,
dude. Listen. I took some. What I ended up doing was the kind of the fat man speedball, which is, or like a non-drug, the shitting speedball, which is I took a lot of Pepto because I did a bust this last go around, and it was great. But I would do Pepto preemptively, but then I would also take Metamucil to help with digestion.
Right.
So they would be these fucked up. One stops you from shitting, and one makes it so that like shit rockets out of your ass.
Yes.
And I would wake up in a fucking cold sweat. I'd be like, oh! It'd be like 9 a.m. I'd be in Memphis. I'd wake up in a new city. I'd be like, I need to find a coffee shop, and I would just run for a coffee shop or a fucking Hilton Garden Inn, pretending I'm there. I need to use the bathroom, and I would take the most insane shits of your life, because you get these like weird, like black green Pepto-Bismol shits, but they would fucking rocket out of your ass.
Yeah.
And they'd be like soft little pebbles.
Yes.
It looked like non-lethal bullets, honestly.
Yeah.
It looked like what they're shooting at protesters.
I was going to say, hit that protester with that. Okay, so that's how you shit, but where do you shower? How does that work?
You shower at the venue.
You want to live like that?
I liked it, bro.
There's not a part of me that wants to do that.
It was fun as hell. And I would my best friend is my tour manager. He's bad at his job, but he's my friend.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
I had JP McDade, one of the best comics.
The tallest comic ever.
Everyone was like 6'7", but me, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Eldest is 6'7", JP 6'7", our videographer, Sexy Saxon. He was like 6'6".
You're just 5'9", shitting pebbles.
Thank you for 5'9". I'm 5'7", but
Really?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I think you're 5'9", dude.
Thank you, man. I carry myself. Yeah, I'm wearing heels.
Yes.
I wear heels all the time. No, what I actually am, here's what I do. I think it's a power move. I'm 5'8", but I say 5'7".
Okay.
Because most people that are 5'7" say they're 5'8". So I think it's a power move because by the way, society doesn't 5'7" to 5'9", no one fucking gives a fuck, right? So it's a power move to deduct 1 inch and be like, I don't even fucking care. I'm 5'7".
That's interesting.
You know what I mean? I
Shows
think
more confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's that's the thing about you is where your sex appeal comes in is overconfidence. Like when you didn't have a tooth for a year,
right?
You probably got the most punani then because girls were like, this guy doesn't care.
Yeah, I went from getting the most pussy I ever got to like having the only good relationship I ever had. Like a woman was like, I want to start a life with you when I was toothless. Even though she was, I will admit, there were times where I like met her friends and she was like, I really thought you were going to put the tooth in. I was just like, meet her like friends. One time when I met her family, we hilariously broke up 4 days after. But like we both met each other's family. She was just like, put the fake tooth in. She was like, we're not fucking around.
Yeah.
You're meeting my grandmother.
Yeah.
She's not going to think I'm dating some toothless piece of shit. Even though she was. I actually miss the no tooth. I wish I had no tooth with a ponytail.
That look would be next because no tooth, ponytail, chain. You just look like a badass old school like Greek guy.
Yeah.
That really the thing is with a guy like you, there's a lot of guys like me. There's a lot of guys that got the stupid hair. You wear the jorts. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You got
You're a piece of shit. I agree.
You're 40 years old. You're still trying to get into the NYPD. Like there's a lot of. I'm still taking the test.
You're taking the practice exams every night
just to stay sharp in case they call me in. Like there's a lot of guys like me.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of guys like you.
True.
There's not a lot of guys who come out here, the hair, the tooth, the shirts, like kind of just owning every bit of you.
Hypertension takes a lot of guys like me.
Yes.
It's a high.
Yeah.
Just surviving is big. If I can make it to 50, I'll be it's kind of like Highlander, but instead of killing each other, it's our own hearts that kill guys like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guys like you have lifespans like you're in colonial America.
we have like I have a Great Dane's lifespan. You know what I mean? It's like
but your blood pressure, cholesterol, all that normal.
It actually is weirdly normal.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's a lot.
It's coming though. There's gonna be one. There's gonna be one doctor's visit that's like it's all gonna hit at once. You know what I mean? It's like
that's like my friend, huge drinker. He said he's had a drink, at least one alcoholic beverage every day. Has not missed 7 days a week, at least once since he's 18 years old.
Oh my god!
And he says he's perfectly fine. Of course, he's in the FDNY.
Right.
Perfectly fine. And then a week ago, they were out. Wherever they went, they go on like these random vacations because I'm the only one that has kids, so they don't even include me now. Like I'll just wake up to a group text and they're like in Ocean City, Maryland or Florida. I'm like, they know, like, don't even invite.
So they're real classy guys.
Yes.
The two places you fucking mentioned. Yeah. Ocean City is fucking disgusting.
Ocean City, Fort Lauderdale, or Atlantic City. That's where they're going. And so my boy was like, he's in the group chat. He goes, "Oh, let's get something to eat." And then so they go down. I'm not there. I'm just reading the text. And then one of my other friends is like, "Yo, he can't lift his arm. He can't get the fork to his mouth. His arm just stopped moving." So they're like, we're having to pick up his arm and get the food in, because he realized he was down there. They were down there for 7 days. He hadn't eaten in 4 days.
Oh my God.
Just drinking alcohol.
Oh my God.
So I was like, so what's going to happen with a guy like that is the one day that God's just going to turn the switch on, and then day by day it's just boom, dead.
I mean, absolutely.
At least I'm slowly dying.
Sure, it's called. You see it. You can make plans for it. You know,
100%.
Every time you move a house, it's so that there's less stairs.
Yeah.
There's no less things you have to climb. It'll be easier for you.
Dude, 2 life and people would look at me. That's the picture they use of me, like they think. And then 2 separate life insurance policies have done the whole test. Like, we can't insure you.
I have fucking life insurance.
Exactly. Dude,
that's fucking insane.
They were like, what is his life? He's a comedian. He's got a show in Saudi Arabia, and his cholesterol's 400.
Are you going to Saudi Arabia?
Are you going to do that gig?
I can't
do it.
Man.
Can't take the Saudi money.
Can't do it,
I get
man.
it.
I can't.
I didn't want to do it either. I was contemplating. I was like, maybe not. And then Jasmine was like, well, we're getting married. We got the house. Who knows? We'll probably sell it again. I was like, I can't do it. And then she was like, you're going to take that fucking money. And I was like, okay.
You're going to have a maid that doesn't have access to her passport, whether you like it or not. You're a Filipino woman who's trapped in the desert. Can never see her family again.
What's good about a gig like that for me personally is this is one where, like, it's not even like, there's no question Jasmine can't come.
There's no more endangered species than a mouthy Puerto Rican woman in Saudi Arabia.
It wasn't even questioned. Like, because normally when I go overseas, it's like, Jazz, it's like, if you do come, just know you're coming back headless.
That's fucking hilarious.
I know, dude. So, but
wow, that's Saudi Arabia is spooky to me.
Sam Morrill's going.
I know.
The Jews.
I've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked about it.
He was like, dude, if shit goes down over there, you got my back. I was like, I'm going to grab a stone too. I'm going to join the mob and get out of there. I got to get home. I was like, I can't risk this shit.
It's a setup. What are you talking about, dude? It's like Sam, Ari. You think you're there you're there as like to throw them off the scent.
All of a sudden I start yelling, Shoshana!
Damn, dude. I mean, whatever. It's fine. I mean, all entertainment money is fucking blood money in one way or the other anyway.
I think, too, man, with the world the way it is, it's like, that's how I feel. It's like, dude, you go down these rabbit holes, and then you're like, even like I was, giving money to like the green initiatives, and then like something pops up where it's like, this is a scam.
Right.
You're giving money. And then you're like, try to do the work to like look into, is it or is it not? And then you just get exhausted, and you're like, I don't know anymore at all. Like, even with health, I was eating, to like help my cholesterol and all that, like all this yogurt, like yogurt, Fajita yogurt, the Greek. Dude, the Mediterranean diet, that is why your numbers are so good, because that Mediterranean diet, dude.
Dude, people say this shit all the time. Here's my theory on
lemon potatoes.
Here's my theory on why Greeks have the highest like
life expectancy
is because I promise you, people are pretending their dead relatives are alive to keep taking retirement checks. I promise you, the reason Greek life expectancy is like 90 on average is because someone who died at 68, their family has been pretending he's alive and cashing his fucking retirement pay for 20 years.
So you're saying their stress is down, they don't have any problems? Is that what you mean?
No, I'm saying the numbers are inflated. I'm saying mathematically, half the people that died at 88 died at 52 of a heart attack. Eating fucking lamb chops and fucking drinking fucking, retsina.
I get it.
It's all a mathematical anomaly because we're committing fraud.
Yes,
that's my real theory on why Greek. Although I will say, my uncle is maybe the fattest guy I've ever seen in my life, and like fat in a way that his body composition makes Bert look like a twink.
Right.
Like he's fat, But it's like if like his belly is like a djembe. Like you hit it, it goes boing, boing, boing,
Yeah.
boing. Like it's taut as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like he's got the kind of fat that feels like muscle that's clearly like constricting his organs.
100%.
He's had diabetes for 30 years. He will
no medicine.
Yeah, I mean, he does take his. I will say he takes whatever medicine was in vogue 30 years ago in Greece. Just eats like a fucking piece of shit. Still, like he's like almost 8. He's like in his 70s now, still kicking, fat as hell. I mean, he is losing. He's lost sight in one of his eyes.
Yeah,
maybe his feet are coming soon. But who knows?
But you know what, dude? Because I saw a guy. It was in
knows great restaurants, by the way.
Oh yeah,
is the fucking best.
Of
dude.
course,
knows exactly where to go to eat.
Exactly where, dude. I'm telling you, man. When I got this news about because what happened was I go in, I thought I was like in good shape, whatever, and then the doctor comes back with the blood results. So normally they just email you or give you a call, but I got a call from the receptionist, like the doctor wants to see you personally.
The doctor's taking a car to your home right now. There's no more time to waste, Mr. Distefano. I hope your affairs are in order.
I got called into the office. So I go in there, and he literally was almost like, not scolding me, but he was a little bit like, I go in, I'm like, oh, hey, Doc, how are you? He was like, good. He goes, let me ask you a question, Chris. He goes, you're a relatively smart guy, right? I was like, I don't know if I'm smart. I was like, I have an education.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
Next question.
yes.
You have an education. You got the education of being like getting a scholarship as a white Italian basketball player gets you.
I'm like,
it's not exactly the most rare. Where'd you go to fucking school?
Archbishop Malloy.
and then where'd you go to fucking college?
St. Joseph's College.
Yeah, dude. You want to call that a fucking double Catholic education?
Yeah. I'm like, I went to private school. He's like, it says here you went to St. Matthias. I'm like, all right, I went to Catholic school.
Yeah.
But he goes, if I was to tell you that your total cholesterol is 300, do you think that's a good number or a bad number?
The way you teach babies colors.
Yeah.
Is this elephant gray or pink?
Pink.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, it depends. I was like, 300's good in baseball.
I'm Teddy Ballgame.
Yeah.
And I'm the Ted Williams of cholesterol.
And he goes, it's a bad number. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, and I go, yeah, but I eat right. He goes, no, you don't. And then I swear he goes, let's do this. He goes, what is the last foods, like the last 2 weeks of eating, what does that look like? And I was like, oh, I think it's been pretty healthy. And he's like, what does that look like? And he asked me to take out my phone. And then he was like, if you look back at your calendar, usually that jars your memory of what you ate. And it actually works. I never even look, like you could look back at something 10 days ago and see, oh, I did, I remember, 2 bears.
Oh, I remember some meals.
Boom.
Yeah.
And so we figured out in 14 days when he gave me like 30 minutes. He was like, think about this and write this down. I had in 14 days something like 15 egg, cheese, and avocado sandwiches.
Well, the avocado's healthy, though.
That's
you got
what I said.
green in there.
Yeah, but he was like eggs, cheese, and the bread and ketchup. And then I had 22 slices of pizza. So
awesome.
every day you've had
very balanced.
So he was like, and then I was like, yeah, but I've had salads with it, whatever. He was
classic fat guy move.
When
I was opening for Bobby Kelly, our move we would get wings, but also salads, and we'd be like, well, yeah, that's fucking healthy.
Balances
we got
out.
fucking salads. Like,
So-
it's protein and fucking lettuce. It's fucking
That's it.
healthy. Fucking pouring ranch on all of it. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm sorry.
And then he goes, no, it's all good. And then he goes, oh, you have, what you could do is if you wanted to keep eating the pizza. I said, well, maybe I could keep eating the pizza, just take the cheese off. He was like, no.
Yeah.
He was like, it's baked
Makes
in
no
oil.
sense.
And he was like, so.
Also, why? What are you getting out of that?
That's
the
what
cheese is the best part.
I know. It's like,
You know
if
what I
you're
mean?
going to eat it, but he said, what? He was like, look, dude, this was in April. He was like, I'm going to give you till September. Okay, you have till September. If your numbers do not come down by September, I have no choice but to put you on medication.
Oh,
like you have now reached the end. He's like, because you've been telling me for 5 years that you're going to get it in check.
Yeah,
and he was like, it's never been 300. It's always been like 200, 220, back down to 210. He goes, but I don't know what happened to you. And then I go, oh, I think one of the protein powders I've been using is high in cholesterol. He was like, that's not it. It's not the protein powder.
The protein powder I've been using, Yoo-Hoo.
Yeah.
Powdered Nesquik.
Yeah, chocolate milk has protein. And so now what I've been doing, though, now is I've been taking, you ever heard of berberine?
No.
So it's like a natural, so
This is the newest bullshit you've believed in?
No.
Every time we talk, you're into you were into God for a while.
Yes.
Is that over?
Relatively over.
Yeah.
It was, but then when I saw Joe Rogan back on, I was like, maybe I should get back on. But then I was like, I can't listen to this. So now I'm back off God.
Dude, how many shitty fucking open micers are going to start going to church now?
I know.
They're like, the way they used to pretend to be into MMA, they're like, I love St. Paul and the epistle, letter to the Ephesians.
Yeah. Hey, I go on. I'm like, hey, I'm Chrissy Corinthians.
Well, just kill Tony minutes about the Virgin Mary, how awesome she was.
Just going off on the Philistines and having sick, crazy bits about Joseph. And so the reason why I like berberine and red yeast rice is because for me, the one thing, if the Chinese have been using it for years, I'm in, dude. And the Chinese are all about berberine and red yeast rice because they don't really do, I mean, they do statins and all that and the pharmaceuticals, but that's what they've been doing. And they have like year after year some of the lowest cholesterol out there.
They've also been walking. They've also been eating steamed vegetables and like, they haven't had they don't even know what cheese is in half of China. So I think there's a little more you can take from the Chinese than their Oriental powders.
It's so funny. I'm trying to live like this Chinese lifestyle. I don't take any of the vegetables or the steamed food. All I do is take the red yeast rice and then smoking cigarettes, hovering off the floor,
gambling, smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, saying openly I hate Taiwan.
Yeah,
and I'm like, why is my cholesterol going down? Yeah, man. But
what'd you do for the 4th of July? I mean, that's a fat boy holiday.
Oh, 4th of July, I went out.
Also, Bert, Bert asked us about it.
Because Bert asked
what did you eat, though? Let's go there.
Okay, so actually for 4th of July, I went down to my aunt's house, and what happened was I've been trying like not to drink as much, but I had 2 back-to-back Spaten beers. That's the thing. My family goes in with some heavy German beers, and I was just throwing back Spatens with my Aunt Eileen, and it is
funny, literally, like when it was culturally cool to be Italian, you were Italian.
Yeah.
And now that half the country is Nazis, you're like, oh, I'm German now. I'm drinking Spaten beer. Let's deport everyone who's not white. This is what my family's always believed. I'm more good fella. I don't even fucking like Scorsese.
As soon as the Chinese take over, I'm just sitting on the floor. Just I have the things through my hair.
Oh, the Distefanos. No, Ridgewood was a fucking China. They used to call it Little Beijing. You just keep fucking changing your fucking
I just
mind.
pay with everything in yen.
Yeah.
So 4th of July, I had these back-to-back Spatens, and I got a buzz because once it started mixing with that berberine and red yeast rice, the concoction.
Oh shit!
So I start getting crazy.
German and Chinese. You got the powders in the beer.
So all my inhibitions kind of like.
That's 2 types of people that love getting fucked up.
100%. Oh yeah, dude. Don't sleep on the Chinese.
No,
they get absolutely hammered.
Yeah,
and don't sleep on the Japanese. Historically, the Japanese get absolutely hammered, and also
Japanese might be the biggest. Actually, maybe Japanese is even more. Because do the Chinese get that fucked up? Because my Asian friends, although I guess I'm thinking of Koreans, they would drink through. They would get like flushed.
Yeah.
They would have, that's like a thing people talk about, the flush.
Right.
And that's how much they love getting fucked up. They would be bright red.
Yeah.
Just so fucking fucked up. But they loved it, man. And the Japanese, that drinking culture is fucking insane.
Insane. And dude.
And you would love it too because you can fuck prostitutes and it doesn't count as cheating.
Which I think I'm not going to go as far as to say, that is the one thing I like about Mondani's campaign. he wants to decriminalize prostitution.
Oh, that one's good.
That's the thing we all circled in the neighborhood. We're like, hey, fuck this guy, except that one.
Yeah. We don't want a living wage.
Yeah.
We don't want to be able to afford rent.
But prostitutes, yeah. So, but I think with the Japanese. They also too historically were just, dude, the way that they used to beat the shit out of the Chinese. You ever look into that?
Yeah.
Oh God, just crushed them. But a lot of reason to bring up to say a lot of the Japanese veterans are like, we were just hammered. We were all drinking, doing drugs, and we were just killing everybody.
That's not really an excuse.
No, but
to commit a genocide.
Yeah.
Being like, I had too much sake.
Yeah.
So I so I leveled the village.
Yeah. Sake bomb. Yeah. But so we ate.
It's hilarious how much revisionism for the Axis powers you've done.
Yeah.
In the last hour.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah. I'm like telling you how German and then I'm like, hey, you know what, dude? The Japanese were just as bad. Look into it, dude. Look into Unit 731. They were real scumbags. They killed like 100 people. Yeah. So what happened was I've been pretty good on the diet, but I started drinking, getting hammered on these spines. And then, dude, I realized like throughout the course of 20 minutes, I ate an entire like family-sized bag that my aunt and uncle had out for the family of Ruffles potato chips and another family-sized bag of M&Ms.
Ooh,
Ruffles,
Love
just
that.
plain potato chips. Plain. And then to try to wash it all off, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to have a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
But then it kind of, I was like, you're not going to have a cheeseburger. You got to pay for this. And then it got to, all right, have a burger and no cheese. And then it got to just have the meat. And then it got to, you know what? It's 4th of July. It's a holiday. Just have a double cheeseburger with extra ketchup
that'll show.
and whatever. And then I was like, maybe I'll just go walk a little bit.
Yeah.
And then let's go walk to this 4th of July celebration.
Of course.
And it just went off the rails, dude. And I literally woke up July 5th being like, this was supposed to be America's birthday, and look what you did to your body.
You piece of shit.
What about you?
You're disgusting. Yeah, I mean, the 4th of July, great. I will say 4th of July is the one time that the rest of America shits on New York City.
Right.
I love New York, best city. I'll never leave here. I love living here. I have a place in Baltimore for my, visit my family and stuff.
Beautiful place.
I love it here. Yeah, you were there. I love it here. But I will say, 4th of July is a total suburbs backyard.
100%.
Pool, shitty pool, just got the chlorine in, you know what I mean?
I don't want to be on a rooftop in Williamsburg.
No, there's 100, there's like 40 people, you're fucking, you're like this. They're passing around like artisan sausages. It's like, no, I want a shitty dog. I want burgers that were fucking frozen.
Yeah.
Right? This can't be high quality meat.
Yeah.
I want to eat four shitty burgers.
Yeah.
I want to eat one, maybe 9 hot dogs throughout the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a hot dog, the way you'd eat hors d'oeuvres at a wedding, I want to eat hot dogs.
Yeah.
I eat hot dogs like they're pigs on the blanket on 4th of July.
But
right?
chilling in a lawn or on a backyard by a pool.
Cannonball in a shitty pool.
Dude, I gotta go. I don't want to walk up your 6th floor walk up.
Yeah,
in Greenpoint.
I need the kind of pool that the guy who owned it he's leveraged up to his eyeballs. He took a second mortgage for this pool. He can't afford it.
Yes.
He thought it would make his wife love him again. He's gonna lose the house.
Yeah.
We don't know this is a going away party.
Right.
This 4th of July barbecue, but that's the vibe I want.
What you want? I've only went once. What you want to do is go to Paul Verzey's house. Dude, Paul Verzey's backyard.
I've been to Verzey's house.
You ever been to the 4th of July party, though?
No,
That's
no.
the one.
I would love
God
to do
willing,
that.
you get the invite next year.
I would love to do that.
Dude, it gets so crazy that instead of the cops and firemen coming to shut it down, they just go there preemptively and join in.
Yeah.
So as soon as the neighbors start calling the cops and firemen, they're like, no, we know. We're making sure it's safe because we actually can't stop it.
Right,
It's like
right.
a 55-minute
respect.
Dude, and then what happens is it's just in conjunction, everyone starts singing the national anthem.
Love
it just
that.
happens.
Yeah.
And you start singing it on repeat. Yeah.
Yeah, that does make
That's
me
what you want.
patriotic. That's when it's like I'm not saying this about Verzey, but it's like that is another beautiful thing. The fireworks display is like there's some straight men that are so repressed that it's their only form of expression.
Right.
Is like getting illegal fireworks and putting together the sickest. They think about it all year. They're like, I have to have the best one.
Yeah.
And there is something beautiful about it's like how parades used to be awesome in the 30s because every closeted gay guy, it was the only time you could think of fabulous outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our I'm happy for gay liberation, but you have to admit parades in America have really dipped in quality.
They have.
Since gay people were allowed to be out of the closet.
Yeah.
And that's the fireworks display is sort of like that for a guy who won't talk about his feelings.
Right.
Feels inadequate as a man. You know what I mean? His life is passing him by.
Yeah.
His cholesterol is 300.
Right.
He's not responding to statins. This might be his last fucking summer. He needs to fucking spend $1,400 on illegal Pennsylvania fireworks.
Exactly.
There's nothing more beautiful than that.
I'm going down to the Delaware Water Gap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have these M80s and I'm gonna show you that I'm alive.
I'm going to the Joe Biden Memorial firework, stand and buying them tax-free.
Yeah. Do you think so? What is your going off Bert's question? Because this is one we can get into. What do you think? What's your favorite American holiday?
I do think 4th of July is the best
That's
American
number one.
holiday. It's not even close, in my opinion. The holidays are fine. Thanksgiving, Christmas, classic stuff, whatever. But 4th of July really is the one. And by the way, Greece won the Euro Cup on 4th of July. At this point, maybe 20 years. It was 2004. So 21 years ago. So I literally had the best 4th of July of my life when I was 14. Is that long ago? No. 14 years. Holy fuck.
Are you 34?
I'm 36. I was 6.
Dude, so in 2004, it's 21
15.
years ago.
15.
You were 15, yeah.
Wow, damn.
Yeah.
Old, dude. The Reaper's coming for us
Crazy,
all.
dude. Dude, wait until you hit 40. It's like, it blows your mind. Like, I'm 40.
I feel like I've been 40 since I was 30. You know what I mean? Like, when I turned 29, I was 40.
Right.
Like, I'm the kind of guy, 40 is going to be my peak.
Right.
Like, I haven't even gotten to where I need to be.
Yeah.
As of, having, like, diner owner physiognomy.
Yeah.
It's like 40 is where I peak.
Right.
40 to 54, and then it's going to be a quick dip
Dude,
down to the
100%,
grave,
dude.
But I'm gonna crush those next 12 years.
Yeah, dude, you're not getting it. You're going in a wheelchair. 100%.
Happily. By the way, like, I'm gonna try and keep it together. Maybe have a family. Maybe be like an uncle until my nephew. My brother just had a kid. I want to be around until they're like, adult, like in their mid-20s. After that, dude, I'm getting so fucking fat. I'm eating apple pie with I'm having pie after every meal. I'm treating my life like it's Thanksgiving weekend.
Right.
After, maybe 55.
Oh, dude, I mean, it's
fat as shit, whittling. My dick hasn't worked in a decade.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
By the way, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You should go out a big sexless blob.
Right.
It's just watching television.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watching your favorite movies, eating like shit.
Well, that'll get you, actually, I think, because I was saying before, I was in Salt Lake City, and I saw this old dude, this group of old guys. Every single one of them, I mean, these guys were old, like 80s, 90s. They look like decrepit old.
Yeah.
But they were all talking. They were all wearing, like, their freaking fisherman hats and their veteran hats. And all of them had double chocolate chip muffins, open face, toasted with butter.
Butter on the muffin. Now that's going to make me start crying.
Yeah.
That's actually patriotic. How fat America is the most patriotic I feel.
Yeah.
Because other countries can't even consider the damage we do to ourselves at a buffet.
Oh my God.
Something they don't even have a concept of.
Dude, do you know, like, even in America, like, our blood pressure, like, standard 120/80, cholesterol, they want it to be under 200. These are like the numbers. If you have these numbers in America, they're like, great job, guys. In France, if you had the numbers that we're applauding here, they would put you in the emergency room immediately. Like, if your cholesterol's over 100 in France, they're like, what are you doing?
Quick, get this guy a cigarette and have him have an affair with an underage teenager. You know what I mean? Like, that'll cure him.
Yeah.
Feed him a baguette somehow, and they'll be healthier than us.
But he told me, this guy, I literally, I couldn't believe, because I see these older guys, and I walked up and I was like, sir, I just want to ask, like, you're eating this muffin.
Yes.
Like, how are you eating this muffin at your age? Like, what is it? And he goes, he literally was preparing for this question. He goes, do you know what the difference is between my generation and your generation, son? I said, what? He goes, you're going to eat the muffin and then stress all day about eating the muffin. He goes, I eat the muffin, I enjoy the muffin, and then I move on and forget about the muffin.
Yeah.
So my stress, he was like, the thing that's killing you ain't the muffin, it's the stress about the muffin.
Yeah. Which, by the way, what the fuck does that guy know?
Yeah, I know.
He just won a genetic lottery.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Nobody knows shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You really are one of the most gullible guys of all time. You're fucking putting Chinese powders in your shit. You're some old guy told me he's not stressing over the muffin.
Yeah.
And now you're trying not to be stressed. You will stress.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You'll never not stress. I feel like you're a nervous guy.
I just have to get out of. So what is it then? You think I just have to radically accept that this is who I am?
Which that's another thing you're into now, radical
acceptance.
I never heard you say radical acceptance for the 10 years we've known each other. You've said it 4 times in this hour. So that's another new thing you're into.
Dude, radical acceptance, proclaim your rarity.
Yeah. I don't even know that one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think probably just eating a little better, and you're stressed because you've pretended you're not married for a decade instead of just getting married and building a life with who is clearly your life partner.
Yes.
You have children with.
Yes.
You're stressed because you change addresses every fucking 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, there is something you do need to just accept that your life is pretty sick and stop trying to. You keep trying to, like, bite off more than you can chew for no reason.
Right.
Because your life rules.
Yeah.
You have hit a lottery. Like, with the amount of both of us, with the amount of hard work and talent we've had, how much money we make is fucked up.
Crazy.
Like, it is like the only reason people shouldn't kill us in the streets is because they should be killing Jeff Bezos in the streets.
Right.
Like, the fact that there's an ultra rich class who, like, that cocksucker made a $50 million, Amazon drivers are pissing in fucking Gatorade bottles to make their deliveries. because, you ordered a Frisbee.
Right.
And God forbid it doesn't get there in a day and a half or else that guy's getting fired. The Amazon shock collar is going to go off on the driver. And fucking Jeff Bezos had a $50 million wedding. That's who they should, kill and take his stuff. Yeah. But if it wasn't for them, podcasters, we don't deserve anything that we have.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
no.
We got so fucking lucky. So it's like, yeah, dude, just enjoy how cool your life is. Just get a nice house. Stop trying to fucking move and get the perfect place. Just set your route. Like, you do need to... Actually, radical acceptance might be good for you because it's like, your life's pretty good. Stop trying to fucking bite off more than you can chew.
Well, that's what I think, since I've been practicing radical acceptance, that's why I think because my favorite holiday, by the way, is January 6th. No.
Were you mad when Trump, the silver, you were mad Trump got elected? You're like, well, no January 6th this year.
No, I'm bringing it up because you know what happened is, so I had the engagement ring for for Jasmine for like months, dude. I had it and I was just like, couldn't pull the trigger. And then it's a random Monday morning. It's like 7 a.m. The kids are getting ready for school. I'm downstairs. It's January 6th of this year, and I'm watching the news, and they're talking about January 6th, and I just get this calm over me where I say, no matter what, everything's going to be okay. This nation, this marriage will endure. And I literally I tell my stepson, I go, hey, get the ring.
Yeah.
So he goes up there and gets it.
He puts his Viking helmet on.
Yeah. He goes up there and gets it. And then literally, I made the decision at 7 a.m. By 7:15, we were fully engaged in the living room on a Monday morning. I had all the kids sitting on the couch. So I actually did it in a way where it was cool. All the kids were there sitting on the couch.
That's cute.
I had my stepson record the whole thing. He wound up recording the top of our heads.
Right.
But I had him record the whole thing. And then Jazz is in the kitchen, like making breakfast.
I love that it's next to like your stepson's screen recorded pornography, probably. Like, he's like next to your camera roll, like the most touching moment of your life is him, like some girl on TikTok shaking her ass. You know what I mean? Some streamer having a nip slip. That's his saved videos.
Yeah. So,
but anyway,
just next to his text, his group chat about how much he hates his stepdad. Just thinks this guy absolutely sucks. Yeah. So we're sitting there, and then I'm like, hey, Jazz is like making, breakfast, like being a mom. Like, dude, a Monday, think about this.
Yeah.
January 6th, first day back from school after full Christmas break.
Wow.
So she is in, like, the kids are not getting up. Mom mode has been, like, deactivated for 2 weeks. She's exhausted. I got to make lunch for all three kids. None of them want the food that the mom
Chris
gets.
Is saying he has to focus on He can't help out. God forbid he make a bologna sandwich. He's thinking of riffs for Giannis right now.
I'm like, hang on, I have to jog and meditate at the same time.
I'm doing radical acceptance. I've accepted I'll never help you with anything. You should too.
I'm literally not helping. I'm snorting berberine off the coffee table. So I'm like, hey, like I'm like down on one knee in the living room with the ring, and I'm yelling. I'm like, Jazz, come on, can you come in here for a second? And she's screaming at me. She's like, Chris, I cannot. I have to make all the breakfast for the kids. Incredible. You didn't do the dishes last night. She's like, did you get their school uniforms laid out? I'm like, they're not going to wear the uniforms today, babe. And she's like, Chris, I'm not. And then she's like cursing at me in Spanish. It's like all off camera. And then she walks in. I'm just standing there like with the ring. And she, obviously was like so happy. My daughter was like, we're finally going to be a family.
Good God, the therapy you've caused these kids, your daughters, what they think a husband should be. You are fucked, by the way. I can't wait to see who they start dating. Which non-committal fucking idiots they fucking start dating.
Well, so the kind of lie that I've convinced myself is the truth that I've told my oldest daughter is like, well, the reason why I waited is because I wanted you, my oldest daughter, to have memories of the wedding.
Hilarious.
So that's why I waited. When it's really just like
lie.
Daddy just needed to kind of get to a place where he just radically accepted his life, and also have to make sure that
his cholesterol is so high. He's realizing health-wise he couldn't do better. Even though financially you're doing well, at this point you wouldn't find a woman who would. You need someone who's going to change your catheter. You know what I mean? In a couple years. And that you've realized that's where you are now.
I know. Like I tell my family, like after we get engaged, I'm like, we're going to do the wedding, on this date, and my daughter and my family is like, finally we're going to be settled. I was like, it's going to be great. I was like, I've also put an offer in on a new house. They were like, wait, what? I thought we were going to be settled. I was like, we're closing in a month. And it's got the yard, it's got the pool, and this is what it is. But my therapist actually did tell me last week. She was like, I got to be honest. she was like, over the last year, she was like, the commitments that you've made to your fiance, to buying a home, to staying on top of your health. She's like, we are all pretty proud of you.
Wow.
And I was like, thank you.
You're like, thank you. And she was like, all right, that should keep him on the hook for another 2 years.
2 years.
He's like, I can't believe I've milked him this long.
Yeah, I know.
He hasn't made progress in a decade.
I know.
He's behaving the way a 30-year-old should.
Yeah.
And he's 40, whatever.
I always think like I have like this great therapist, and then I'm always reminded that maybe they're not, because they asked me to pay them through Venmo. So I'm like, I'm just Venmoing some lady.
Yeah.
Some lady just sitting in her
The
apartment.
same way you buy ketamine is the way you fucking get therapy. That's beautiful, man. That's a real love story right there, is you finally getting engaged to the woman you have 3 children with.
Yes. Yeah. To the woman who she literally for the longest I was like, yeah, but look, in the will, if anything happened, like you would inherit everything just like you're my wife.
Yeah.
She's like, but I'm not your wife.
Yeah. It is hilarious. What was the hang up there?
Full 100% not accepting, kind of like just
thinking you were going to do better at some point?
That's the thing. And then you realize like, oh, no. I hit the lotto with her too.
Sure.
And my family. And it's like anything that you want, that you're always like searching for like more. What's out there? Maybe this could be better. Maybe that could be better. And then it kind of just hit me, I think, from literally just being mentally exhausted of like, my life is going by and I'm not even understanding any of it, or I'm never in the present even. And I said to myself, dude, everything you have is like such a blessing. So you have a beautiful family, you have a beautiful home, you have a beautiful career, everything is fine. Yeah. Just like, this is like the life because sometimes I think we all think as people, some of us think as people, like, oh, when X happens, I'll be happy. When X happens, when this happens in my career, I'll feel good. And it's like, no, life is happening now. It's about the journey.
And this is what Chris says, and in like 2 weeks, some Me Too allegations drop. You're just trying to get ahead of them. You're like, I'm a family man. How could I DM a fucking 19-year-old?
I get a tattoo on my neck.
Well, that's beautiful, man. And I think that's going to do it for episode 1 of the Summer Bears. Chris and Stav Takeover. We hope you guys had a wonderful time. We hope we haven't lost too many of the sponsors.
That's right.
We also don't give a fuck. Fuck you, Tom and Bert. You made a big mistake putting 2 fucking idiots in charge of your podcast. I wish there was valuations to see how much this drops in 6 weeks, but we'll find out. We had a blast. Thank you guys for listening. We will be back next week and every week, I think, for the next... We're your summertime boys.
We're your summertime boys.
Thank you, guys. Hope you had fun. And honestly, fucking, if you have shit that you want us to talk about, if you have topics you want to do, if you have like, is there stuff you want us to, should we look into, should we do a segment every episode where it's like, how would we improve 2 Bears, 1 Kid? You know what I mean? Like, is there stuff you want us to do? Is there things that Bert and Tom have done that you want us to comment on? Do you want us to kill ourselves? That's also another thing. Do you hate this even more than the regular show? That's probably what's going to happen. Because if I listen to a podcast of 2 guys I liked and then 2 dickheads I don't know just showed up, I'd be pissed. But
you're like, okay, this is already 2 Bears, 1K views are always going down, and then you bring in Chris and Stavi and they talk about berberine for an hour. Now I'm supposed to watch
berberine and Nazis.
That's the show. What the hell?
So we don't actually give a fuck either way. We're just here having a good time. We're here with Benson Spoon. We're gonna have a nice summer here. But this is, like we said, we are your substitute teachers. We're rolling in a movie on that cart every fucking week.
Every day.
And we hope you have a good time. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 Bears, 1 Cave.